Hey guys, today I have another easy AI automation tutorial for you. Check it out. This tutorial will show you how to create an AI bot that once a week takes all your calendar invites and sends you an overview, basically a reminder to your messaging app or email, so that come Sunday night, for example, you will get into your inbox a nice overview of all the upcoming events that you have for that day. So I set this up for myself because I keep forgetting to look at my calendar on Sunday. So this automation will just send me a message with all the upcoming events so that I can mentally prepare for my upcoming work week. So if that's something that would be helpful or useful to you, you can copy the code in the description below. Let's have a look how this works and what the output is of this automation. So here you can see the automation is actually quite simple. It just has a trigger, a get events, some cleanup nodes here, and then basically a ChatGPT node that takes the inputs and summarizes it to then spit out in a Telegram message. So let's just test and see what the actual output is. So there you go. It's just finished its operation. So you can see here, this is the output. Here are your upcoming events, and then it basically just lists, all the events that I have for that week. For example, wine tasting dinner. I wish I had a wine tasting dinner. This is just a dummy event that I created for this video. Too bad. Yeah, let's have a look how this actually works. So the first node here is just a trigger node that fires up every Sunday night at 6 p.m. for example. You could of course change that to every day if you want to have a similar reminder sent to you on a daily basis. Then as the next node is a get events node from Google Calendar. Here you could add any other calendar. You could have multiple calendars that are joined later, but I'm just going to keep it simple here with one calendar. And the main thing to remember here is to limit the calendar get events to a certain time frame. So here, if you can see after and before, we use basically this syntax from today to +6 day, and remember this is before, so it would actually be +5 days, right? So that would be the next 5 days. For me, it's Sunday, so the next 5 days would be perfectly my work week. So you have to play around with whenever you want this this automation to trigger, that you calculate out and make sure that it specifies the actual work week that you want to get events for. So you can see it spits out a table with lots of information for every single calendar, and that's basically what we just need to clean up in these 4 operations here, so that when we pass it to ChatGPT, it's clean data that will give us the results that we want. So the next node is a node to basically remove all the events that are full day events. For example, if you have some reminders or birthdays or public holidays, in my flow here, I don't want to include those, so I will remove them. So here's all the information that gets passed on from every event. So for example, you have the status, you have created, updated, summary, and then different dates. So the way all day events work is that they don't have a start and end date. So what I did here is I added a condition. If the start date is undefined, then I know it's an all day event, and I will exclude those events. So you can see here in my example, it actually discarded one event, and that is a birthday of a friend. So I don't want to include that here. Equally, you could have other conditions. For example, if you want only confirmed events, you could set another condition for the status equal to confirmed. So then any events that are not confirmed, they wouldn't be included in the summary. So there's lots of things that you can do to kind of filter out what events that you actually want to include. Next, we take kind of this messy data here, and we just make it more usable for ChatGPT once we get to that node. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm just pulling out the relevant information that I want to pass into ChatGPT, like start and end date, name, and basically the link of the event, so that I get a nice, easy to use table that I can then pass into ChatGPT. Next, I actually need to take this table and put it all into a single list. That just makes it easier to then pass into ChatGPT. So you see here the output is basically one list that I can pass into ChatGPT. And then finally, here's a little technical step. I basically need to take this list and make it into a string that I can put into ChatGPT. And now for the ChatGPT node, so you can see that the input here from the previous node is just a long string that makes it easier to pass information from one node to the next. So you can see here, we just have a OpenAI call, message a model, and as an input, we just basically have the response from the previous node, which is that long string, right? And then as my instruction to ChatGPT is very simple. I just say list my upcoming events, include the day of the week, include the link of each event in your reply, and format it nicely. That's it. And you can see here, this is the output, just like we've seen in my Telegram bot. And as you can see, this is the output from ChatGPT that gets then passed to Telegram to message to my bot. So that's it. As you can see, a super simple automation workflow, but I find it pretty handy every Sunday night without thinking. I get just a quick reminder, here all your upcoming events. So super helpful. And I plan to extend this workflow with like additional features in an upcoming video. For example, I want to add my work calendar here, like an Outlook calendar. And I also want to basically enrich the data with, for example, if I have a meeting, do some research. If I'm meeting a new client, for example, or if I'm meeting a colleague, I can summarize all the email conversation that I've had with him. So there's lots of options that you can add into this kind of basic workflow. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.